You guys voted, and we are going to be starting with Zayne, who is representing Pride and Prejudice. I still stand by the fact that I wish MC had more dynamic hair in these outfits, like not just long and straight. So put her hair up. I can't. Actually, let's see. Will the hack work with the... I forgot about him for a second. Can I put her hair up? I don't think it's gonna stick. I don't think my hair's gonna stick with this. We'll see. We'll see if it works, but I'm thinking probably not. But... Wait, can we test it on something else? No! Okay, maybe not. Maybe because there's a hair accessory with it. Maybe it's not gonna work. I don't know. It's gonna load. Oh, wait, it did work! Okay, okay. Amazing. Amazing. And it's gonna look so much better than the long hair. We fixed it. See? That's how it should be! Okay. Alright, alright. We fixed it. We did the hair glitch. Are we ready? The ice cream truck is outside.
Mr. Ross, I entreat you to attend to your niece. She has conducted herself most oddly this morning.
Sturdy arms block my path when I try to reach the study's door. Ready to fight, Mrs. Ross arches her eyebrows. I find an opening and duck into the space beside her. Then I slam the door shut with a bang.
Why are you suddenly in such a bad temper? Your fiancé's carriage will be arriving shortly.
I thought this was gonna be like the K-pop one where like it's not an AU.
He has traveled all the way from the capital. Will you not grant him at the very least a brief audience? You are being most unreasonable.
Do I have to like read my lines in a British accent? Dear God, my British accent is not good. But I gotta stay in character. Press my back against the door with all of my strength. Why is it so quiet? She was behind a door. Although, you're right. The music I always have quiet. We'll turn it up to 100. But yeah, she was behind a door. Mom, I've told you already. You're mistaken. I'm not engaged to anyone, and I have no intention of meeting my fiancé. The knocking turns into from hurried to urgent to frantic. The thick oak door shudders and the impact reverberates on my spine. It's a gorgeous background. I quickly look around the room and my gaze lands on a long leather sofa. Hello, governor! 2 minutes later, I collapse onto the sofa that's pushed up against the door. I exhale. Phew, I should hold them off for a while. I was watching a movie with Zayne earlier. How did I wind up in this mansion? There it is. There it is. Oh! An hour ago, we were watching an old film at a new private movie theater in Lincoln. The story follows a squire's daughter and a nobleman who were betrothed from a young age, but a misunderstanding drove a wedge between them and they eventually drifted apart. Years later, the misunderstanding was cleared up, but the two were already married to someone else. All that remains is a nod of farewell on the stone bridge where they first met. Damn, that's tragic! I love it. I want to see that movie. Oh, that movie. Something like that's already got to exist. The glow of the screen danced across our clasped hands as Zayne lowered his voice and shared his thoughts about the leading actor's choices. Nodding at times and retorting occasionally, I cradled the popcorn. It was a normal experience. Then we reached the final scene. The fog on the screen suddenly billowed out. It spread before my eyes and covered everything. Is a wanderer doing this to us? When my vision cleared, Zayne was gone. The popcorn, the screen, the entire room had vanished without a trace. In front of me was an unfamiliar dining table, and on the other side was an incessantly chatty woman, Mrs. Ross. Judging by the decor and their clothes, this place is nothing like Lincoln. If anything, it reminds me of that movie we were watching. I still remember how another hand held mine a few seconds ago. I lifted my hand. Zayne, where is he now? 1,000 possibilities rush into my head and tangle up into a messy ball of yarn. I have no idea how to unravel it. I stare up at the unfamiliar ceiling, feeling lost. Sensing a faint metaflux fluctuating from the bookshelf, I sit up. Think for a bit before walking over and pulling out the book. I open the heavy cover. On the title page, decorated with an intricate pattern, several lines of dark ink slowly appear. Hello, Miss Val. Who? What? Thank you and Mr. Zayne for coming to Subdimensioned Cinema and choosing to watch 2 Impressions. Should I be... Hold on. Hello, Miss Val. Thank you and Mr. Zayne for coming to Subdimension Cinema and choosing to watch 2 Impressions. This movie world exists for the 2 of you. We invite you to cast aside your worries and enjoy the story. Movie world? Where? Sorry, I'm supposed to be British. Disembodied Val, yes. Movie world? Where's Zayne? Oh, I can't do it. Where is Zayne? How do we get out of here? See, I can't. Y'all are gonna have to deal with this shitty accent. Silence, and there's a crisp clap as the book closes. We're gonna have to deal with that when we get to Romeo and Juliet, by the way. When I open it again, the words on the title page are gone. Refusing to give up, I flip through dozens more pages, but all of them are blank. I have no choice but to set it aside for now. Hi, Arvy. Not someone with an accent coming in just to witness my horrible accent. Bottle of water. That took me a moment to realize what you had written. I'm like, hello, what is that? Bottle of water. You might as well do Cogni then? No, I can't even do... No. At least I know for sure that Zayne is somewhere in this world too. I just need to find him. Then we can figure out a way to leave together. Nor. Oh, Nor. Clear. Harvey, I'm sorry. I walk slowly to the window, my gaze wandering to the world outside the glass pane. Although the morning rain has left a veil of mist over the distant meadows, I can still see a stone bridge in the distance. It's the bridge where the protagonists first met and where they said goodbye for the last time. I guess I'm the leading actress in this movie now. In that case, could my fiancé be... My thoughts are interrupted by a measured knock on the door. Then, a familiar voice speaks from the other side.
Miss, may I request a private word with you?
I keep forgetting to put my last name in this game. It's fine. It's on my socials, but... I would actually die if you said my last name. As I shove the sofa out of the way, I mentally kick myself for choosing the heaviest one to block the door. Ooh, look at him. At last, the study door opens slightly. There's a young, elegant face of a man. Zayne, I was wondering where I could find you. I reach through the gap, but Zayne quietly takes a half step back.
Miss, I must forego the liberty of kissing your hand, for it would be improper given our current circumstance.
Okay, also that's really loud and I'm turning this back down. Right, you're at here.
Do allow me to introduce myself. I am Zayne.
Let me turn it up a little bit more. Well, yes, RV. This is based off of Pride and Prejudice. You missed my whole spiel. This is why we were doing movie nights in the Discord. Hmm? In the parlor, I sat at the opposite end of a long table from Zayne, trying to make sense of the situation. Okay, let me go through everything again. Your name is Zayne. Your name is Zayne. He seems slightly bewildered, but he nods. You're cardiac surgeon at Axo Hospital. You live in the Imperial Ring District. You're a cardiac surgeon at Axo Hospital in Lincoln City. A flicker of confusion crosses his face, but I'm not going to stop just yet. Macarons are your favorite dessert and you hate carrots.
Miss, we share the same desire. I am here to annul our engagement. You need not affect displays of disorderly conduct in hopes of giving me a negative impression.
Excuse you, I love macarons. How dare you? They're delicious. You hate her? And now I know for sure. The Zayne before me doesn't remember anything about Lincoln City. At this moment, he is the noble, wealthy young bachelor from the movie. He's also under the impression that I'm desperately trying to break off the engagement. He has no plans to change my mind. Pistachio. So, the Zayne in the movie also wants to break off the engagement.
If there are no objections to annulling the engagement, we should settle the matter of compensation.
20 stream streak? RV, damn. Think of the children. Huh?
I intend to hand you Morley Manor, one of my estates.
I mean, you mean you're giving me a house? You're giving me a mansion instead of marrying you? Bet. Fucking bet. For the next few minutes, Zayne briefly explains what I'll receive. I know he's wealthy in this movie, but the sheer generosity of his offer still leaves me flabbergasted. Hold on. Wasn't I the one trying to break our engagement? Why are you giving me all this?
Morley Manor belonged to your grandfather prior to being sold. One could say I am merely returning it to its rightful owner.
Free house in this economy? Exactly, right?
You will thus be spared the inconvenience of residing in a small, dreary abode together with distant relatives.
I sigh, but I can't stop myself from asking one last hopeful question. Is there nothing else you want to say to me? With a serious expression, he thinks for a few seconds.
Should you be concerned about gossip following the dissolution of our engagement, my father has a cousin, Lady Herlin, who will soon be visiting the county. She enjoys considerable esteem in the capital, and the young noblewomen she takes under her wing never fail to distinguish themselves during the social season.
And when is this social season?
Every year in late spring, distinguished families host balls and charity dinners.
Balls.
It is a time for young ladies and gentlemen to present themselves and get acquainted.
So, you're annulling our engagement and encouraging me to meet other people?
It is merely a suggestion. Whether you heed it or not is up to you, miss. If you wish, I can arrange for you to meet my aunt at the manor.
Y'all didn't already know my last name. There it is. I breathe in and out. I remind myself that getting upset with a Zayne who doesn't remember anything is pointless. Alright. 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 So bad at this. I'd like to meet Lady Herlin. By the way, will you be staying at the manor as well? The astonishment in Zayne's eyes is unmistakable.
After our engagement has been annulled, it would be improper of us to meet as frequently. I have some matters to attend to in the capital. Once everything is settled, I doubt not that we shall meet again.
Leviosa, not Leviosa. The refusal in his words is clear, yet it was delivered so politely that it's hard to be offended. Mr. Darcy is like perfect for Zayne. I maintain eye contact with him for a while, and the assumption in my heart slowly solidifies. On the surface, Zayne has taken care of every last detail. The terms are generous. Everything has been arranged with my best interests in mind. Actually, when I think about it, now that we've seen all of the movies, I feel like each protagonist really does suit the love interest. Even for Ghost. Thinking about it, like if like Caleb, the problem is we are the ghost and it's not Caleb who's the ghost. So that's like an interesting turn of events there. But like the protagonist in Ghost gives like, that's very Caleb to me. You know? And then Jack makes a lot of sense for Raph. And not just like the artist part, but I think also the like the passion of it all. The like coldness from Mr. Darcy and how long it takes for him to warm up to her and how he's unable to really communicate his emotions or navigate his emotions at all. Very Zayne. I mean, we watched Casablanca and just the nature of I forgot the name of the lead. Oh, the main character, I mean. Humphrey Bogart's character. It really does suit Silas. And then like Romeo and Juliet, if anyone's gonna have Romeo and Juliet, it really should be the crown prince himself, right? And like he would be the one that would the whole like tragic ending of Romeo and Juliet is very it already kind of is Xavier and MC in a way, like we saw it with like the king myth and everything that's happened in Philos. So like thinking about it now, it really does make sense. So I'm a little more excited about this now. But in reality, it's his way of neatly ending an engagement he never wanted and drawing a clear line between us. I have to admit Zayne is thorough. I look down at my hand resting on the teacup and refuse to let the small sting of disappointment spread. I still don't know how this world works, but I know one thing for certain. I can't let Zayne walk out of my life. I accept your conditions, however. To suddenly take over massive estate, I'm not sure where to even begin. I was hoping you might be able to spare some time to advise me, Mr. Zayne. Perhaps we can start after you return from the capital.
But
I'm also trying to British accent this. We're doing our best. Sensing he's about to refuse on the grounds of propriety, I quickly add, of course, we'll only converse during formal occasions where Lady Herlin is present, such as afternoon tea. Surely you wouldn't turn down a small favor for your former fiancé, Mr. Zayne.
Very well.
Zayne places a hand on his chest and gives a graceful bow.
A carriage for Morley Manor shall be waiting for you in 3 days' time.
The ice cream truck is right outside the window.
I trust our discussion will bring about a satisfactory resolution for the two of us.
So, like, first of all, it wouldn't look like this. I realize why we're here, and first of all, this is a very modern background. It's been 2 weeks. What? It's been 2 weeks since I arrived at Morley Manor. Following Zayne's arrangements, Herlin and I have several pleasant meetings at the manor, and things are going well. The only catch is that Zayne hasn't shown his face again after he introduced us on the first day. If I knew he'd vanish like this, I would have made up some excuse to join him in the capital.
A lady must be graceful at all times, even upon horseback. To properly ride side saddle is to display...
Concerned the pony might buck the noblewoman off her saddle, I carefully maintain a tight grip on the reins. My lady, please do get down. It'll be easy to fall from that position. Lady Herlin gives me a gentle smile.
How curious. You are the second person to advise me so. The first was... Zayne.
What a coincidence.
Indeed. You should talk to each other some more over the coming days. You might find you have much in common.
Is Zayne back? I thought he was still in the capital.
He returned just the day before yesterday. Though he may not be found too often at the manor, you are bound to see him sooner or later.
Pride and Prejudice, Keck. He returned but hasn't notified me. I haven't even seen him during mealtime. Looks like Zayne is trying to avoid me. Sensing my dejection, Lady Herlin leans in and pats the back of my hand reassuringly.
Miss, the young are apt to let first impressions cloud their judgment, and fail to inquire further. For my part, I believe you will see each other differently after spending some more time together.
2 weeks stuck in the simulation too? I mean, I'm gonna assume that, like, however long they're in the movie, time doesn't really, like, pass, like, IRL. Or it passes, like, time works differently in this simulation.
And I have always noticed how the hand that first grabs the reins determines the course. Speaking of which, yesterday I heard the butler complain that Zayne's boots are perpetually muddied. I suspect he's been frequenting the neighbouring farm.
Taking her hint, I grin and get on a grey pony. Thank you, my lady! Nay! Not the hat! Following Lady Herlin's suggestion, I see a familiar figure at the edge of the farm. I pull my pony to a stop, lead it by the reins, and quietly creep up to him.
Have a beautiful time.
Bye, have all the good sleeps! I tap Zayne on his left shoulder while standing to his right. He turns, shifting his briefcase further behind his back. If you hadn't tried to hide that briefcase, I wouldn't have wondered what's inside.
Do you often pry into the affairs of others?
We were engaged for half a day. Isn't it cold to use the phrase, others? Is your briefcase heavy? My pony can carry it for you.
I am obliged to you for the offer, yet I fear your pony would not bear us both.
Oh. You want to ride with me? Before he can say no, I grab the briefcase and hoist it onto the pony. It's heavier than I thought. Let's walk the rest of the way together. The manor isn't... The manor... Manor... The manor... Manor? 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 The manor isn't far away. I'm
Miss,
struggling.
you ought not to be here.
And you should still be in the capital. You took care of everything? Arvy gets it. Mono? Mono? That also doesn't sound right. Without missing a beat, Zayne steps out of the field. I quicken my pace to keep up.
Your curiosity regarding me knows no bounds.
That's because you've been acting mysterious. I was almost going to talk to your portrait and ask... Zayne on the wall, why have you returned only to watch other people's vegetables instead of seeing me at all?
If portraits were able to talk, I fear I would have more troubling matters to worry about. This farm forms part of my property in Keratin County. I have neither the time nor the inclination to manage someone else's estate.
Not the Carrot County. I look across the field. Bright splashes of orange-red peek out from under the lush green leaves. Your property is a field of carrots.
It is only proper that I patronize our local produce.
Why'd you say it like that? That's suspicious. Zayne is clearly hiding something, but it'll be extremely difficult to get an answer out of him. Using those long legs to his advantage, Zayne walks faster. Sensing his intent to leave me behind, I get on my pony and follow him. What's wrong, Zayne? Are you scared I'll catch up?
I do not generally contend on foot with one mounted on horseback.
However, his pace slows. It slows down a lot. Ooh, pretty. After that day, Zayne still regularly heads out with his briefcase, but he's more careful about cleaning off his boots. And whenever he returns, a few more dishes with local produce will appear on the dining table. Carrot, wine, roasted chicken with carrots, carrot pie. Even if you own a carrot field, it doesn't mean we need carrots at every meal. Zayne keeps his eyes on his plate and calmly cuts a slice of honey carrot pie.
The villagers harvested them and offered them to me. To refuse would have been uncivil.
That's fair.
If this does not suit your taste, we may dine apart.
Excuse me. That's not the point. I was trying to ask. What did his preference... Wait, did his preference change because we're in a movie? Zayne, do you even like carrots? His silence tells me everything. It's a no. So he still hates carrots. Got it. Strangely relieved, I toss table manners aside and snatch the carrot pie from him. Carrots are in season for months. You'll get sick of them at this rate. If you're really going to eat all of them, at least let me share the burden. Zayne, still holding the knife, pauses. To my surprise, his face, which has been expressionless since we arrived in this world, now reveals the faintest hint of a smile. He slides an untouched plate of carrot stew toward me.
If it pleases you, you may have mine.
Why did you buy a huge carrot field if you don't even like carrots?
I do not presume to dictate what others sow in their fields. You, however, do ask a great many questions, yet without ever disclosing your purpose.
Zayne's gaze is fixated on me as if he already knows what I'm thinking. But if I want to find out what he's been up to, I need to keep asking. I don't have any ulterior motives. The manor is too big and I'm bored by myself. I need someone to talk to.
So I am merely your novel pastime.
That's not what I meant. Think of it as helping each other. Take me with you when you go out, and I'll help you deal with the carrots.
A most generous offer. I am to take you sightseeing, and in exchange, you are to unburden me of my harvest.
If there were a course on how to say no without being rude, Zayne could teach it. Just as I'm racking my brain for an emotional appeal, I feel something cool brush against the back of my hand. A glass of carrot juice has appeared at my side.
You offered to give a helping hand, did you not?
Oh my god. Seeing that he's about to take the glass back, I grab Zayne's hand and chug the drink. Drink. Deal!
I had not intended that you should drink it all at once.
Think of it as proof of my resolve. Zayne, stop trying to push me away with your icy facade. It won't work on me. He looks surprised for a moment. Then his hand covers mine as I'm holding his wrist. I can feel his warmth. But he quickly regains his composure and gently pries my hand from his.
Very well. I accept your offer.
Nice. I love this outfit, dude. It's so nice. Zayne kept his word. For the past few days, he has brought me along to all the places he visits. He hasn't gone back to the farm, though. Instead, he does what nobles typically do: horseback riding, archery, and drinking tea. The only routine activity he never misses is visiting the library. Oh my god, the monocle. Sunlight glides over the gilded crests on the book's spines. Trying to look nonchalant, I tiptoe past the shelves and pluck out a book. Through the gap between the books, I can see Zayne at the desk, wearing a monocle. He writes with utter concentration. He looks really handsome while wearing that. My admiring gaze lingers for too long. Suddenly, the eye behind the lens looks at me.
If you would avoid attracting notice, I advise picking a slimmer volume.
This is the one I want to read. Clutching the book, I sheepishly shuffle over to his desk. Seeing me sit opposite him, Zayne puts down his pen, removes the monocle, and places it on the desk.
Should curiosity prompt you, you may try it on.
What? No, I wasn't...
Pray excuse me.
His fingers shield my right eye, and a gentle warmth brushes against my brow. Something cool presses against my eye. The world is hazy for a moment. Only the warmth from Zayne comes into focus. Draws me in, and makes me want to move closer.
Do not open your eyes too hastily. Otherwise... this is what will happen.
My vision returns, and I see the monocle has slipped into his palm. He puts the monocle back over his right eye and pushes a leather-bound book my way.
If not the monocle, perhaps it is these volumes that engage your interest.
Yes, exactly. I lower my head. It's like, they could have at least done the language where it feels a little more of the time like, they don't say exactly, they would be like, precisely. You know? The language still feels too modern to me. Hi, twin! Ooh, chicken nuggies, yum. I had Jollibee chicken nuggies for dinner tonight. It's very yummy. But how are you, twin? I lower my head and pretend to flip through the pages. In disbelief, I flip through more. Wait, what language is this? Strange strokes form indecipherable characters on the page, which at least save me the effort of continuing to pretend.
You are most ambitious to begin the study of an ancient script with a medical treatise.
He pulls another volume from the neat stack on his desk and hands it to me.
Here is the translation, if you wish to consult it. It is not likely to be published anytime soon. You must content yourself with the manuscript.
Oh, you wrote this? Common Diseases and Prevention, translated by Zayne? Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say this out loud. I thought I was just reading it. Common Diseases and Prevention, translated by Zayne?
It is but a humble compilation of my own. Should you discover any errors, pray bring them to my notice.
Like, some of it works, but some of the language they use is still too modern. It's alright. I never doubt your professional expertise. I'm trying here. Zayne quirks a brow, but he doesn't ask why I'm so sure.
If that is all, I shall now continue my work.
The pen resumes its steady rhythm. I look at the pages Zayne translated. The handwriting is neat. The margins are brimming with concise notes and symbols. It's what he does. Even without his memories, and although he's not a doctor in this world, Zayne is still doing what he can. That's just who he is. The afternoon slips by. Lulled by the gentle scratches of his pen against paper, the words before me start to blur. When I look up again, we're sharing an ordinary afternoon in Lincoln City. Zayne is typing on his keyboard at his desk. I'm leaning against him and studying a mission report. Occasionally, I show him something on my phone. When he stands, I reflexively grab the edge of his sleeve. Where are you going? The two worlds blur into one. Zayne adjusts his monocle and a small smile plays on his lips.
I had not expected my translation to prove so very soporific. What did you dream of?
The memory of the dream brings a smile to my face. It was a prophetic dream. I saw us in the future.
Indeed. And what was to be expected hereafter?
A lot of things. You're going to hopelessly fall in love with me. Swear to stay by my side forever. Forever. And write me 1,000 love poems and read them to me every day. Without warning, he leans in. He's so close that our breaths intermingle. My words die on my lips and I instinctively tilt my head up, close my eyes as I lean toward him. Oh, he's not gonna kiss her! Ah, that's so embarrassing. We've done it so many times before. Zayne. His surprise only lasts a heartbeat. He pulls back, composing himself, then he flicks my forehead. Zayne!
You say you knew what was to come. Why, then, did you remain still?
Okay, bitch. Life settles into a peaceful rhythm, and the quiet undercurrents between Zayne and me continue unspoken. We set out together again today. I notice Zayne has his briefcase in hand. Under the bridge midday sun, the small cottage by the field smells like fresh grass. Inside, Zayne packs away the bandages and scissors. Then he places a bottle of medicinal powder on the table.
Keep out of the rain. Should you develop a fever, infuse this powder of willow bark in water and drink it.
Mr. Zayne, we have little with which to repay your kindness. Pray accept these sweet cakes.
Very well. But do take greater care with that sickle. I shall not attend you a second time.
We spent the afternoon visiting houses. Zayne treats each patient with the same care and patience. After treating the last patient, he closes his briefcase and leads me out of the cottage. A warm breeze drifts across the fields. He casually deposits a basket full of grateful offerings into my arms. So, this is your field research?
You may say so. The subjects of my research happen to be remarkably talkative.
Zayne, has anyone ever told you that you'd make a great doctor?
You have.
I'll wait for him to continue. He doesn't. Am I the only one?
Whence arises this sudden interest?
Because, look at you. You're wealthy enough to buy a manor and give it to me like it's a head of lettuce. You can do whatever you want. Or nothing at all. But you're trekking to all these houses under the scorching sun to help patients who can't afford sending for a physician. The only explanation I can come up with is that you genuinely enjoy it. Gotta remember that, like, they pronounce every consonant because I live in California. And we don't do that. Zayne neither denies nor agrees. He just smiles.
You believe acting without regard to my expenses must imply some sort of enjoyment.
That's right.
And you have been accompanying me on such a long journey since the break of dawn. Does it mean?
Zayne stops as if taken aback by what he is about to say. He looks away, his lips pressed into a thin line. What were you about to say? He keeps walking. Then I slowly realize that Zayne's position in this world comes with its own chains. In this era, medicine isn't considered a respectable pursuit for someone of noble birth. Aristocrats aren't expected to toil in public. Choosing this profession would be seen as peculiar. Zayne, you're keeping this from others because you hate dealing with gossip, right?
More or less so, yes.
He easily admitted it. Then, what if there was a world where you could follow your heart and become an incredible doctor? You'd study medicine as a professional and use your skills to change countless lives. Would you want to go back to... go to this world?
It appears as though you mean to carry me off.
World? Sorry. I was just thinking. I know a doctor in that world. He's the best.
That is quite a high recommendation. I should very much like to make his acquaintance.
I laugh, the basket wobbling in my arms. I'm sure. It's like sure. I'm sure you will one day. Someday. Jadis. The trail through the fields narrows. We're walking shoulder to shoulder. We are walking shoulder to shoulder. Every now and then, his arm brushes against mine. The brief warmth disappears as quickly as it appears, but it lingers in my mind. The quiet stretches on. Amid the rustling of clothes and grass, Zayne breaks the silence.
Perhaps I merely wish to be certain that the choices I make are indeed my own, and not just the consequences of a perceived duty. Whether it be in tending the sick, in translating old volumes, or even in the matter of our engagement at first.
What?
I have reflected upon it for some time, and I believe you ought to know.
Okay. He slows his pace and turns to me, his expression solemn.
I will speak plainly. I now see you in a different light. Yet, I do not regret annulling our engagement.
Hello?
You are clever, witty, and exceedingly fair. Such qualities as these might win a heart with uncommon expedition. You possess a vision and a path manifestly different from those who see marriage as the main purpose of this earthly life. It is meet that you choose the right person for yourself, rather than letting another determine what is best for you.
Okay, so here he is confessing, I think you're the best person in the world. But you shouldn't be forced to marry me. You should be able to marry whoever you want. God damn it. That's not the outcome we wanted. His words sound like compliments, but I can sense the distance he's creating. Feeling uneasy, I blurt out a rebuttal. How could you know what's right for me? The words are barely out before I wish I could take them back. I know it's not the right way of asking a question if I truly want an answer. I lower my gaze and see Zayne has clenched his hand as if he's holding himself back. Okay, I see you.
I know because I saw how your eyes lit up when you spoke of that physician.
That physician is you. I was thinking about you. Oh, the irony in that.
That is why your future ought not to be bound by an engagement made for you beforehand.
But I never had those thoughts you speak of. The words make Zayne's steps falter for a moment, but he doesn't stop. All these things you say seem to be for my own sake, and the same as how you broke off my engagement. But do you know what I want now? A breeze rolls through the field, rippling the grass between us.
I cannot answer that with certainty, miss. Yet I do attempt to use my discernment.
Twin, please. Twin! Do I need to bring out the spray bottle, Twin? Behave! Behave! Zayne and I still see each other often, but ever since that day, the relationship between us has become delicate and strained. When Lady Herlin visits Morley Manor again, she notices the tension.
I haven't seen you in a while. I thought everything would be going swimmingly between you two, yet it seems not to be the case.
Under her kind yet piercing gaze, I can't hide my feelings anymore. I decide to pour out all of my troubles from the past few days. I thought I made it obvious, but he still acts as if I need to explore my options and choose what's best for myself. I'm not picking cabbages in a field. A thoughtful look crosses her face as she taps my arm with her fan.
Pray leave this matter to me, miss. The social season is drawing near in the capital. If you are to make your debut at the ball, you must have a partner with whom to practice.
Oh. Our palms meet. Our steps intertwine, and the unspoken tension between us rises and falls with the rhythm. Oh, so we're practicing how to dance. I see. Zayne, do you like dancing?
I may, depending on who happens to be my partner.
So do you like dancing with me right now? Maybe that's the question I should be asking.
One may always plead an aversion to dancing as a polite refusal to an unwelcome invitation.
What? Sounds like you're an expert at declining invitations.
They say that practice makes perfect. To refuse demands practice as well. Come, try declining my invitation to dance.
I don't think that's necessary.
If you do not practice beforehand, then at the ball.
The ball?
Lady Herlin informed me that you are looking forward to the ball that will be held in the capital, and that you've been preparing rather earnestly.
Noticing the faint displeasure in his voice, I move closer as we dance. I look up at him and spin. Hi, Alyssa! Is that so? Do you want me to go? You got DK! Bless. His steps falter slightly and his grip on my hand tightens.
Were I to say no, would you indeed give it up?
A crack beneath the frozen surface has finally appeared. The doubt in my heart gives way to certainty. Now's the time to press my advantage. It's Tuesday, isn't it? It is Tuesday! I didn't realize today was Tuesday. I forgot. Wow. Time flies now, doesn't it? Zayne probably in this card. You right. He said exactly that, actually. Didn't you say that I shouldn't be confined to this place? So, I thought about it. If I go to the capital, I'll see a bigger world and meet more promising young gentlemen. Maybe one of them will give to me an even grander estate. Maybe someone will buy me Carrollton County in its entirety. Pulls me even closer, his hand resting firmly on my waist.
Is that all you seek in a lifetime companion?
Not the pull you in close. Damn. Well, he should at least be better than my ex-fiancé. Otherwise, what was the point of ending that engagement? Music fills a sudden silence. We continue to turn around each other slowly. Neither of us speaks. Just as I think we'll dance like this until the end.
As soon as you had received my portrait, you expressed a wish to break off our engagement. May I ask why?
I'm at a loss for words. The truth is I had no idea back then that my fiancé was Zayne. I'm still scrambling for an excuse when Zayne asks another question.
Did you find my appearance disagreeable?
No. No, that's not it. No. I stare at his face. He's so close that I can count his eyelashes. Okay. I take a deep breath. Hey, counting eyelashes is better than counting the pores on his face, so that's fair. Zayne, I swear you're going to drive me insane. And then kiss. That's so pretty! I step down from the carriage and look back at Zayne. He doesn't move. Jadis, you right. He looks like a butler. Aren't you coming with us?
I must return several volumes to the public library. We must part here.
What if I find a better dance partner tonight? Maybe there will be some Mr. Zayne or Sir Zayne.
Then he must secure a carriage of his own.
Lady Herlin calls for me. I hesitate for a moment before walking into the banquet hall. Banquets in the capital are nothing like the ones in Keratin County. They're dazzling, boisterous, and lavish to the extreme. Lady Herlin lives up to her reputation as a darling of high society. The moment she appears, a crowd of young ladies flock to her side. I slip away to a quieter corner and find my mind wandering back to Zayne. We can't keep tiptoeing around each other forever.
May I have the honor of standing up with you for the first dance this evening, miss?
My card's full. Sorry. Sorry, is it Zayne? My thoughts are interrupted. I stare at the hand extended toward me, but all I can think of is the one who practiced with me. I shake my head firmly. I'm sorry, but I don't like dancing. I don't like dancing. I turn to leave, only to see Zayne standing behind me. He's holding out his hand. Ah!
Were another gentleman to ask you, would your answer be any different?
Ah! Suddenly I'm a dancer. Suddenly we twerking in this bitch. Aren't you going to return the books to the library?
A matter of greater consequence detained me. Miss, this evening is more than a mere occasion for merriment. It marks your entrance into high society. A polite smile or a courteous nod may be misconstrued as eagerness to accept a gentleman's advances.
I appreciate the advice, Mr. Zayne, but I know how to socialize.
I'm not doubting the acuity of your discernment. However, accepting a stranger's hand during the ball is often enough to kindle idle tongues.
What?
I suspect even Lady Herlin neglected to caution you on this point.
I haven't thought of that. Maybe it's because Zayne really is the only person I've spent time with here. I almost forgot how different the customs and social norms are in this world compared to Lincoln.
I wish for you to feel entirely at liberty to follow your own heart. Yet, I would also hope not to see you in trouble.
Why didn't you tell me not to attend the ball?
To forbid your attendance would itself be but another restraint upon your liberty.
Fuck you with the... But I don't want to restrain... No! I'm telling you what I want! Not what you think is best for me! So you really aren't worried about me choosing someone else, are you? A new melody fills the air. Zayne still hasn't let go of my hand.
Well then, have you another gentleman in view for the next dance?
Pretty! After returning from the capital, Zayne and I finally settle into our most comfortable rhythm. Riding through the countryside together, having afternoon tea, bickering over the weather, who gets the extra treacle tart? Everything is calm and peaceful. We can let the days slip through our fingers without being rushed by shoulds or musts. But after a long period of leisure, a nagging thought begins to pop up more often. I still don't know how to return to Lincoln City. Okay, so maybe not a testicle tart. Oh. A few days later, a letter from the Rosses breaks the spell. The Rosses needs me to handle certain matters. Certain matters. I'll be gone for a few days. The Rosses. I'm fucking trying, okay? While I'm there, I can grab the strange book from the study and show it to Zayne.
I happen to need to retrieve from the capital documents relating to the transfer of the manor. This should take about 4 or 5 days.
I suppose we'll say goodbye again?
It will be but a brief separation. Morley Manor will remain in its usual place. We'll be having afternoon tea at this table again before long.
Also, let's be clear. Zayne sounds like if Zayne were to also be trying to do a British accent. Like, he doesn't... Like, it's also rough, but he's doing a much better job than me, but it doesn't sound natural. So I feel better about it, okay? like, I feel better about my struggle busing through this. Like, he's doing far better than me. He's not stumbling on his words. He's much more consistent. Once I'm back at the Ross residence, I take the chance to visit the study. The moment I step inside, I sense the faint magnetic fluctuation from before. Before leaving for Morley Manor, I tried everything to get that book to respond to me. Nothing worked, so I left it here. Good thing I didn't forget it. Before following... Whoa, hello? I follow the sensation and take the book off its shelf. I open it and lower my voice. I know you can hear me. Zayne and I have been stuck here for months. When can I go back? Seconds pass in silence. Then a huge force surges from the book. The pages flip violently. Slam one hand down to keep it from closing and grab a nearby candlestick with the other. I don't know if you're afraid of fire, but if my hand slips... The pages shudder even harder. Ink bleeds across the blank paper, slowly weaving itself into words. The story ends when you completely change it. Completely change it? What does that mean? Stunned, I stand there. The ending of the movie replays in my mind. 2 people passed each other by, married someone else, and said their final goodbye on a misty morning. Does that mean the story will only end if we make completely different choices from the characters in the movie? Is that going to be the theme? So then, like, Casablanca, they end up together. Romeo and Juliet, no one dies. Titanic, no one dies. Ghost. I was gonna say no one dies, but MC is definitely a ghost. Interesting. Interesting. Carrying the book, which is now blank, I have more unanswered questions as I return to Morley Manor. Zayne and I have been getting along quite well lately, but I still don't know his actual opinion of our relationship. Afternoon sunlight streams through the curtains and spills across the tea table. The soft clink of a silver spoon against porcelain pulls me from my thoughts.
Miss, a great many young men have inquired after you since the last ball.
And I danced with no one but Zayne, so like, why? Is it the mystery? Am I mysterious?
But none compare with Zayne. Is that right?
Yeah. Lady Herlin's voice is soft, but her words cut to the point. I find myself looking away.
After the engagement was annulled, he was worried you might be treated unfairly upon entering high society, so he pulled quite a few strings to smooth things over for you. I had not planned to vacation in Carrollton County. He had to insist thrice before I at last consented.
He never told me any of that.
Actions, my dear, are often more eloquent than words. But he has been holding his tongue for a good while now. I fear we shall have to resort to more extraordinary means.
I love how she's in on it. And she's giving Lady Danbury, right? Like, are you guys also getting Lady Danbury? My other, like, Bridgerton lovers? She's kind of giving Lady Danbury. I scoot closer to Lady Herlin, eager to hear more. Alyssa, also, you missed my update. I have super glue all over my fingers. And I hate it. The next day, the manor is already bustling at dawn. Also, ads are going to roll in 2 minutes. This card is running longer than I anticipated, so I do apologize. Do I want to know why? Our fridge broke, so I had to Gorilla Glue it. First, I used plastic glue, didn't work. Then I Gorilla Glued it, almost glued my fingers together. We're having a great time. The loud neighing of horses outside wakes me. After quickly freshening up, I hurry downstairs and run toward the portico. Portico? Oh, this one was used in the king one. The king myth. Mist has condensed into streaks at the hallway's on the hallway's windows. The air is carrying the damp chill of early autumn. Doing a drive-by hello. Hi, Cupcake. Bye, Cupcake. Go piss, girl. Or if you've already pissed, you do good job. The lit candlesticks in the wall sconces cast flickering shadows. I turn the corner and almost bump into Zayne. Ooh, Wooyoung, nice. When we lock eyes, I can almost see a soft light bloom across his shoulders. He's cloaked in the glimmering golden mist. Zayne!
Good morning, miss.
How was the weather in the capital?
Mostly nice. The sky was occasionally overcast.
All the paperwork has been completed?
Yes, there were no issues at all.
Issues. It's the way the chandelier looks like a crown on him. Hi, Howl. My gaze falls to the familiar briefcase at his feet, and it all makes sense. Tissues. You were busy with other things.
It was my intention to return early.
The air around us feels warmer. I wait in silence. But Zayne stays composed as ever. He's the epitome of a reserved, polite nobleman. Even the amusement in his eyes is carefully kept in check. You tend to stop yourself when you're halfway through a sentence.
That is because you have always managed to discern the rest for yourself.
Well, maybe I'll stop guessing from now on.
If that is the case, I shall endeavor to be a tad more loquacious moving forward.
Oh. Ooh, a big word for Elmo. I think I know what it means. I mean, context clues. I think I know what it means. And I'm also glad he said it out loud. He effortlessly deflected my comment again. I clench and unclench my hand on the fabric of my dress. I'm not letting him go so easily. I'm tired of waiting for your next time. I want you to say it now. Mr. Zayne, you're almost perfect. But unfortunately, you have one flaw that's impossible to ignore.
Do enlighten me.
I look up and my gaze meets Zayne's. Kiss? You never say the words I want to hear the most.
Oh?
You keep saying you want me to have choices, that you want to give me a way out. But sometimes the path you offer seems endless. The person you care for might just run and never look back. Before he can respond, I hitch my skirts and sprint toward the manor gates. Ah! It's happening! It's a little laggy. And the hair worked!
Stop.
In the mist, too.
Miss, I believe we must clear up some matters between us. Pray allow me a moment.
Ah, look at him. Oh my god, this looks so much better with the hair up. I'm so glad we got the glitch working. Mr. Zayne, you can let go now.
I beg your pardon. I have been too hasty.
Not the hand thing. Okay. Oh, sorry.
I always thought I ought to be more prudent in discussing such matters with you.
Just touch her hand. Just touch her hand. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. She's wearing a glove. It's fine.
I
Love you. He seems a little nervous. Dragon zoom. Oh. If you have nothing else to say, I'll take my leave.
pray forgive me. Pray forgive me for coming here. I do not mean to press you for an answer. Yet if I were not to speak up now, I would risk losing the most precious opportunity of my life. I hastened to conclude my business and returned earlier than I had intended because I
Aww.
I wish to renew our engagement.
Wait, that was so cute! Ooh! Ooh. Stop! That is literally the final scene in Pride and Prejudice. Mrs. Darcy. Shall I call you Mrs. Darcy when I'm cross? Or what does he say? No, you only call me Mrs. Darcy when you are... What is it? Like, basically like in love. But the way that the line is so beautiful. Sorry. Ah! Literally, they took the scene. 5 months later. Here's a baby! No, not 5 months. My bad. Here's a pregnant! Maybe that makes more sense. I was like, 5 months. No, there wouldn't be a baby, but it would be a pregnant. A pregnant. Good thing the rain cleared up in time. good thing the rain
The
cleared up.
weather has
in
been
time.
very favorable on our first outing.
What do you mean a first outing in 5 months? Have y'all just been doing it? Honeymoon phase? Not seeing anyone? And together? In 5 months? I mean, get it. But also, what do you mean? I'm not judging. It's more of like a... It's more of a concern like, are her legs okay? You know? MC girl, how you doing? To be fair, she's right exactly where she wants to be.
I would rather sit beside you today.
I can't believe it still didn't wait for you.
Consider it a reminder to a certain married lady. A hasty departure hardly accords with good manners. Will you not turn away from me this time?
I'll be following my heart. Kiss. Oh, that looked like a forehead kiss. And it
I am
is!
My lady.
Ah, that's so cute! Oh. At some point, the mist gathers once more. It washes away the colors before me until everything melts into white. The sound of the wind, the creaking of the wheels, Zayne's soft whispers in my ear. They fade away one at a time. The movie's world has reached its conclusion. A page turns to welcome our reality. Some stories end here, while others are just beginning. And I know for a fact that even if destiny pulls two souls apart, a determined heart will chart a course that circles back, guiding them to each other time and time again. Nope. I added that extra and time, but it works. 3 months later. Gentle light filters into the study, so quiet that only the tapping on the keyboard can be heard. On this rare day off, I'm in Zayne's arms and enjoying the peace and quiet as he finishes his work. After returning to Lincoln City, it feels as though we were gone for a lifetime. We tried to find that mysterious midnight movie theater again, but when we got there, all we found was a cinema that had been abandoned for years. Crazy. Maybe life was getting too monotonous, so that the universe decided to throw us a curveball. I don't have to do the British accent anymore. Zayne, it's probably because you're working too much.
I like how that's coming from a hunter who's always busy keeping Lincoln safe.
Everything that happened in the movie theater became one of the city's many unresolved mysteries, and a memory we'll never forget. So does he remember? But I still can't help but wonder. Let's get closer to Zayne and peek at the email on his screen. It's from a publishing editor. Mr. Zayne, thank you for joining our ancient medical text translation project as a specialist. Ever since we returned from Carrollton County, Zayne has developed a keen interest in translating medical texts from around the world. The ancient script from the movie doesn't exist in our world yet. How can someone learn to read ancient languages in 3 months?
I can only read a little so far. That's why I'm merely a medical consultant, not a translator.
Please don't take any more new jobs. If you come to think of it, staying in Carrollton County wasn't too bad, was it? At least a certain workaholic got to see what it's like to have nothing to do.
Oh? I seem to recall someone being desperate to leave at first.
That reminds me, I've been meaning to ask him something. I always assumed I was the one who changed the course of that story. Yet Zayne, even without his memory, still made a choice the movie's protagonist never would have made when he met me. Why were you so determined to call off the engagement when we first met? Did I leave a terrible first impression?
It was the opposite, actually.
His strong arms hold me as he leans in. His gaze holds the warmest hint of happiness that I haven't seen in a while.
When I first saw you at the Ross's estate, I thought how happy it would be if we could cast aside rank, fortune, and every other distinction.
There's a car being very loud outside.
And if this young lady might choose me entirely of her own accord.
Cute. Oh, what a wonderful one to start with. This was really cute. I liked this one. I'm so glad the short hair hack worked. Oh, it suits the outfit so much better than the long hair. Like, this is so much better. That confession scene was heartbreaking, though. True. The yearning in his eyes, like you're joking. Ugh.